Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna play some Morth Session, a creepypasta dating sim. Today we're gonna actually go back to chapter 1 and 2. Let's begin, and we'll see what got changed. You're dead tired, falling asleep on the only bus that takes you back to your ranch. You can feel someone getting closer. They fiddle with the ID badge you forgot to unpin earlier. You keep your eyes shut, hearing nothing but their crappy giggles. They're definitely clowning on your name. Wait, what even is my name? Wyan. I forgot that's what people call me. Am I a female? And that's the exact thing they're screaming and laughing at right now. God, why is my name so damn stupid? I'm such a joke. Your eyes are closed, pretending to be asleep, so you can hear everything they're saying, and think your choices through carefully. Every action has consequences. Some only will fetching, while others can get you killed. Fetching starts at 0. Dead neutral. It's on you if they end up wanting to kill you or keep you. You finally make it back to that old house by the woods, bone tired and completely drained. Living in the middle of nowhere means you're always the last one off the ride. Falling off my feet. Today sucked, just like always, dealing with NPCs and their idiotic questions all day. Plus, manager's on a massive power trip. God, I hate her guts. I hate the life I'm living right now. But it's not like I'm having energy to do anything else. Like ideas, hopes, and dreams. But nah, I don't even think about reaching them anymore. I'm just surviving until Friday at this point. I keep thinking, all I want to do is just crash and zone out for a bit. But I can't even get that right. Maybe if I wasn't so alone in this, things wouldn't feel so messed up. Just someone who gets me, stays by my side, and makes me feel real. I have no idea. No one. Everyone is just an acquaintance. You're just staring into nothingness, paralyzed, and that suffocating heat rips through your chest, and you can't do a damn thing to stop it. Then you just break down and start crying. It's crazy how the little things used to make me so happy back then. I had it all, and now I'm just stuck here, grinding to survive a life that didn't ask for. I don't even have time for those tiny moments of joy anymore. You sink back into the mattress, and as the burnout hits, your vision starts to fade to black. I just want to sleep. For good this time. You close your eyes and feel everything around you begin to fade away. Then at last you drift off to heavy, deep sleep. You're out cold, you start dreaming that maybe when you wake up, you finally get that chance to just end it, or get a total do-over. Isekai instead. Out of nowhere you catch these weird sounds heading right to you. They're gaining on you. Your eyelids feel like lead, but you force them open. It's probably nothing, but you can't take any chances. Finally, your eyes pop open, and it hits you. Those footsteps are legit. You slowly keep up the sitting position, holding your breath to hear better. There's laughing and voices muttering back and forth while they trash your tiny cabin. You hear them rifling through the drawers. Bro, gotta be kidding me. This place is a total bust. Nothing here but empty snack bags and straight up garbage. Then you hear those footsteps coming right to you. Hearing no door right now is still a nightmare. The thought having no door right now is a total nightmare. The thought crawls for your mind. You just sit there on your bed, paralyzed, before they keep closing in on you. So you use your right foot onto the floor. But the second you try to get up, the floorboards creak loudly. Bang! A shot just whizzes past you, ripping a hole right through the current you got for a door. You shut your eyes tight, not letting yourself think. You're dead tired and your feet are trashed. They don't care. You just book it for the exit. Bad news. There's no cover and no house close enough to help. Heading for the neighborhood would turn you into target practice in a wide open field. You want a shot at the woods. It's a death trap, but it's all you got. You haul your butt now, hearing the footsteps behind you and the crack of gunfire. A round grazes your left arm, and it burns like heck. But you don't stop. You can't stop. For a second you think you lost them, but you pause to catch your breath. Then you realize the path is gone. Just trees and more trees. You can either head uphill or left to go down the slope and the right. Where to? Left. I mean, going uphill probably puts more distance between us if he's actually hunting me. He'll push me deeper into the forest, but I should be safe there until sunrise. Or so I hope. Want to press on? Yes. You choose to climb the hill to your left. You ran quite a bit, so now you're walking, praying you don't make a sound. And at one point, you look down. Climbing with bare feet is exhausting. You look at the ground and see all these flowers and greenery. In other contexts, it would be beautiful, but right now it's just terrifying. First work and now this. I know I had a death wish, but this is too much. I just want to snap out of this bad dream. Everything starts spinning after a while. I'm hitting a wall, and I'm so exhausted. I'm already worn out, but now I feel like I'm about to collapse. You keep walking slow and steady, eyes glued to the ground so you don't trip. You snap your head up with a weird noise cuts through the quiet. You start to hear laughter. The sound's faint, but you can definitely make out. Just when you realize you're running on fumes. And even though those laughs don't sound that close yet, you're still on high alert. Who the frick is laughing in the middle of the night in the woods, nevertheless? Whispers to you. Is that him? Is he hunting me? I'm freaking out. I'm too gassed to keep running. What if I lost track? I just track him down and end this. Follow the laughter and face it. You choose to track the laughs and the guy. Maybe if you take him head on, you could disarm him and fight back. Or maybe you just want to call his bluff and let the chips fall where they may. Maybe you're absolutely done with this crap. So you head straight for the spot where those laughs are coming from. You keep pushing through the woods until you see a gap in the trees where there are actually some light. You stop over there, face twisted in a scrowl, and fist tight. Your breath getting heavy because you're just so ticked off. Until you lose your footing and look down at the floor, wobbling just to keep from wiping out. With every step you notice more and more candy scattered around the ground. What the? Candy? This is creepy as heck. Who's a psycho leaving a breadcrumb trail of candy for anyone dumb enough to follow it? Is this a setup? Or just some kind of twisted prank? Either way, I'm freaking out. Scared out of your mind, you follow the candy trail anyway. You're past the point of no return. So you keep finding more and more candy scattered around for no apparent reason. Until you realize there's no more candy. You look up and realize you're in a clearing in the woods with a playground. Why the heck is there a playground out here? This is getting sketchier by the second. What kind of creep would lure victims with candy to some playground equipment? Well, we know it's laughing, Jack, but you'd be surprised. I guarantee it. I won't put it past some people. I'm not surprised. Oh, you can't hear the laughter anymore. You notice there's no one around. What the heck is my... Was that all in my head? Why is a playground here? My brain's fried. I have no idea why I even bothered chasing those sounds. At least I can chill knowing it was just my tired brain acting up. You suddenly can't tell if it's just your mind or it's actually real, but suddenly piercing chill starts to surge for your body. It creeps up from your feet to your head and now out of every limb. Your breath quickens to the point where you literally forgot how to catch your breath. You're paralyzed with fear. You've forgotten how to breathe, and your body just isn't responding. You try to force yourself to move, but you can't even stir your tongue. Your eyes won't blink, and you're on the verge of tears. The thing in the games just now, they're not there anymore. Run away. In a moment, you think, why am I so unlucky? The thing you just saw in the bushes has vanished. You don't even know how or why. But you can feel it. Someone's dead wrong, even if your mind is playing tricks on you. This isn't normal. Your survival instincts is screaming at you. You know this is bad news. Your feet don't even move for any logical reason. Not even your brain gives the horror to do it. It just reflects. You spin around and start hauling at, but you gotta get out of this force at any cost. Whatever the thing is, it's worse than just some slasher. Yeah, we already know that. Did you? Yep. Just took my eye. He murdered me. Try to calm down and breathe. Guess who I am? With nowhere to run, you can feel that thing looming right at your back. After it vanishes from sight, you couldn't hear any footsteps, barely even the sound of falling leaves. No way, how's it on top of you already? Me? No way. The metallic scent of blood on their hands, if you can even call them hands. They're reeks of iron. You were already struggling to breathe, but now you're forced to choke down the scent of blood sucking through calls. Your body's still locked up. You're dying to scream, to run at the very least, but just want to look back. Of course, it hits you. It was real. You stand there frozen, eyes closed, just waiting for the worst. You feel something cold and sharp pierce your back for a second. Then you feel those claws slowly brushing against your fingers as if they were stroking them slowly and carefully, moving down further and further until it reaches your palm. It's clear he's doing it on purpose. Every touch fills you with dread. He gets a kick out of watching you tremble with every caress. With your eyes squeezed shut, you have no idea what's coming next. Your fear is obvious, yet you still refuse to open them. You're too scared to look it in the eyes. Hey, open your eyes. Unless you want me to open them for you. You just feel those claws lunging for your wrist. No warning, no gentle touch. You feel them squeezing both of your wrists so hard it hurts. You feel that thing grab your wrist and slam you hard against a massive tree. The impact makes you let out a stifled gasp. A sharp pain shoots through your back, and obviously your eyes will snap open. You can feel his huge hands crushing your wrist, pinning you down without a shred of care. He squeezes you so hard you feel like your bones are going to snap, slamming you against a tree over and over. to get your attention. It makes you feel like you're nothing but a toy. Like a rag doll now as Mercy. He can feel his gaze crawling over every inch of your body. Your heart's racing at this point. You don't even know how you're still breathing. This is beyond anything you could have imagined. Then you look up, and there it was, his face. You freeze for a moment. You see him. He's definitely not human, you think. He has teeth so sharp as blades, and his skin is definitely pale. No human looks like that. Oh, what a sweet little treat we got here. I've never seen you around before. I was going to get mad at you, but you're not one of those idiots who only know how to be a nuisance. I knew right away you weren't one of them, so I saw you shivering like a little puppy in the rain. You're terrified. Just seconds ago, this guy was standing in the middle of a blood bath. He's a giant. He's a giant, easily over 7 feet. His skin is definitely pale, totally inhuman, and his arms, they're just too long. Plus, his cone-shaped nose is so close to yours, they can feel it tickling your whole nose and cheeks. You stop for a second to really look at him. Strangely, something makes you think you're seeing him before. You don't know what it is or where, but you can just feel it. You're a pretty one. He's locking eyes with you, like he's reading your soul before slowly losing his grip. Making sure the bark doesn't snag your skin. He's back to handling you like you're something fragile. Guess he's not that terrifying after all, you think. We think. No, he's terrifying. He can be terrifying. Just as the thought crosses your mind, his grin widens and lets you drop. Why is he so kind one moment and then treats me like a rag doll the next, you think? Because he's too soon there? As you groan from the pain in your wrist and knees, he starts to speak right in front of you. Oh, Chuck Scott, I don't think he's too soon there. Looking for you. I'm not bored yet. I realize you're already being scattered to tiny pieces all over this park. I love it when you're scared. You have such a pretty little shiver. Spill it, Sunshine. What's a little sweetheart doing out in the woods all by herself? Did she actually escape from one of those losers? You're like a little runaway snack. I could name a dozen candidates for a screwed up with a screw up like that, but I can't put my finger on who would be pathetic enough to let you go. Even though that's actually never happened before. I doubt they're that brain dead. Okay, maybe Jeff. He's a total moron. Annoying as heck, and wouldn't know a joke if it hit him. This fashion Jeff. Jeff comes out of nowhere. I heard that. Still, I doubt he'd just let you walk away. Gotta hand it to that guy. He's actually decent at the whole killing thing, and has the skills to back it up. Too bad those skills don't include basic hygiene. Yeah, he's totally bashing Jeff. Yeah, he's really didn't care about letting you fall. Now you can't tell if he's talking to you or just talking to himself. For sure he's talking to himself. But God forbid he looks messy. The guy won't take a shower, but he's obsessed with skincare routine and puts a crap on his face. Crap of what? I haven't seen the hers having any issues either. And Ben kills his victims right in their own homes, so bringing someone to the woods would be pointless for him. I have no idea what you mean. No matter how much you struggle to speak, or even make sense of it, either he didn't hear you, or simply choosing to ignore you. From what I've gathered, the people living near the entrance know damn well that this place is off limits. You don't look like an idiot, and it's just forced. So I doubt you're one either. Walk into forbidden woods at night by yourself, totally out of your own choice. It's either that or get shot. I chose the creepypastas. Or maybe you did. Oh, how sweet. So alone and lost. And all because you're a fool. You start to feel deeply embarrassed. You don't know whether to cry or get angry. How funny. Though I'll give you credit for making it this far in one piece. Until now. He's so hard as words. Watch his grin stretch even further as his pupils go razor sharp. Oh, look at you. You're actually shaking with fear. It makes me laugh so much. You're so stupid and gullible. You're so cute and sweet. Honestly, you look like a scared little puppy. I'd love to kill you and tear the face of yours apart, but unfortunately, I already had my fill. Besides, you're giving me a good laugh. So I spare your life. You owe me one. He whispers and gives the tip of your nose a quick, playful bob. Thanks a lot. I guess. You haven't answered me, sugar. Even if you did something that stupid, I'm sure there must have been a reason behind it. Tell them everything that happened. Someone started shooting up my plate at my house, so I bolted into the woods to escape. I know, stupid move. But I panicked. My place is that tiny cabin near the tree line. I moved in because it was the only place I could afford. Guess I know why the rent was so low now. You're spiraling, crying and unable to stop. You have no clue why you're oversharing like this, especially since he looks totally checked out. But he's the only person who actually bothered to check on you. The first one in forever. His expression didn't shift, not even a bit. But he let you vent without interrupting once. It sounds crazy, but you feel some kind of weight lift now that you told him. I see, how cruel. Even with that grin plastered on his face, his tone went soft, like he was actually hanging on your every word. Besides, you seem to be quite lucky. I won't leave you alone in these woods. You just told me you're the one from that cabin. I'm taking you with me whether you like it or not. You really owe me too. Slender was just mentioning you the other day. Whatever you're talking to creeps even closer. You both, whatever you're talking to creeps ever closer. You bolt your eyes shut, waiting for the blow. He slowly takes your hand in his, and you feel that long nose of his poking yours again. You feel him pull you towards him with such force, leaving you no choice but to give in. You see him drop to both knees in front of you, extending his hand for you to take it. Come here, my sweet candy. Besides, you got a thing for picking up strays anyways. Take my hand, don't you dare be scared. That's the order. Relax, I'm not gonna mess with you. At least not today. Getting up, you don't let go of his hand. Just following his lead, probably not the brightest idea, but you're doing anyway. You look at the ground in shame, wondering why he's even helping you. Even with company, you keep your eyes glued to the ground. You're completely drained, scared out of your mind, and just embarrassed. I can't believe I actually made it out alive. Am I really that lucky? After what feels like hours trekking through the woods, a massive mansion looms at the dead end of the trail. You look around and see papers taped to trees with strange drawings on them. A Slenderman. You start to feel more afraid and full of doubt. Those drawings, some kind of warning? Well, there's no other choice anyway. You walk up the massive mansion. The place looks pretty run down. It's obvious it gives you major abandoned vibes. Your company is just right behind you, waiting for you to knock on the door. Alright, here goes nothing. You walk closer to the door, feeling a bit afraid. But right as you reach out, you catch the sound of voices from inside. No, your toy's probably already dead or something. That's not my problem anymore. I already did my part, and I'm just getting involved. I'm not getting involved in that again. There's some weird stuff inside. Define weird. What kind of stuff are you talking about? Aren't we talking about? Besides, I'm not asking you to get involved again. Just tell me its location. You don't know what's happening, but you see some kind of green smoke in the middle of the doorway. Spin. You look at your companion for an explanation, but it seems they aren't even paying attention. Then a large green hat begins to emerge from the green smoke. We can still hear the sounds of two people fighting inside. No, Toby. I'm not a bootlicker like you guys. I have better things to do, like going. I don't know, somewhere else. Why do you even care? Oh, don't be like that. The guys left a while ago and haven't come back yet. I don't even want to think about what happened to us if he finds out they're not home. Suddenly someone steps out of the green smoke wearing that exact same hat. Oh, frick you, Toby. That, gr- that green goblin snaps his gaze towards you. Oh, dummy Ticky. I think you and those other two idiots are screwed. And why is that? See for yourself. The man with the hat walks back in and the green smoke vanishes with the door slide creaking open. And then you see a man timidly picking for the door. Oh. Yep, dead meat. Sorry, Toby. You fainted. Your body hurts. You feel a crushing weight on you, but you can't open your eyes. Huh. You got all us in trouble. I'm glad you're finally here. I feel like we're gonna get along just fine. It's a shame you're unconscious. And the least you could do is remember my words at some part of your head. In some part of your head. Survive, maintain Slenderman's margin. And I know this sounds bad, but I recommend that you don't talk much with Hoodie and Masky. They pretend to be the most sane, but they are manipulative and methodical. There isn't even a trust between the two of them. They just want to project. Just don't die, please. Chapter 2. Your eyes are closed, but your mind projects images that are far too real, not like a simple dream. You're walking through a dense forest and you don't remember where you're going, but continue to walk until you reach a tunnel. You begin to hear a ringing that hurts your head terribly. Feels like someone hit your stomach, enough to leave you breathless and feeling the need to cough. Where am I, you think? You don't know where you are, but you know one thing, you're far from home. Finally open your eyes, you lay on the soft bed in the room that's slightly illuminated. It looks old, and there's a red stain. Don't want to imagine what that might be, you think. You begin to stand up, but the flash of images you saw in your dream takes your balance, and you are forced to sit down to replicate. You get a twinge of pain in your head, and you try to remember. When did that happen? But you can't remember. That memory is blocked by a dense fog. Before you can try to rack your head for the answers, something interrupts your thoughts. Loud noises outside the room you find yourself in, yelling. I need to get out of it here. This doesn't look good. I know I can't trust them. You analyze the room you're in. You sit in a comfy mattress on the floor of the room. The room is wood, and so are the walls, although it's a bit rotten and stained with red blood. You see a desk on their side of the room. On top was a plate of bread with jam. To the other side, the glass is of milk. Are sure it's jam? Close by is a door. Your arm still hurts a lot, but not like earlier. Right, I was shot. We're shot? I thought we ran out. We met Jack. I mean, yeah, Jack. With this energy, can't defend myself. What do I do? Go out the door. You're scared, terrified even. The voices you're hearing seem to be frying you, to fighting to which you fear begins to fester within you. But to stay here waiting isn't a good idea either. It may be dangerous, but there could be a chance to escape while they keep fighting. You'll get up from the bed and walk towards the door. You start to listen better, but you can't understand what they're saying. You just know that the majority of the voices are masculine and they're fighting. And you sneak away well enough to not be seen. I don't think can be alone with all of them. You decide it's better to leave the situation than waiting for something to happen. If something potentially dangerous, you can escape discreetly while they fight. You open the door cautiously to make as little noise as possible. You leave the room with soft footsteps. The wood floor feels dirty below your bare feet. You head to where the sound of yelling is coming from, while you continue to make light footsteps, the same ones you take to escape the annoying client. You're just near the sound of the shouts coming from downstairs, forcing you to descend the splintered wooden stairs. You're not able to see much as you continue to go down. I step down carefully, very carefully. I hope I don't make too much noise, but the volume of the voices will hide me anyways. You step down the stairs with caution. Every step you take is a big effort to make a minimal noise. They don't know if that's possible. Before you reach the last step, you decide to take a turn to where the loud noises are. You see a group of people fighting. I think I'm starting to regret this. You go down the stairs with a little more stealth. Just look, anyone else that walked in the forest would be said to be the perfect victim. Said a woman who pointed at you when you reached the last step. Looks like you weren't as sneaky as you thought, but you were as quiet as you could be. I thought we would be told ahead of time after what happened last time. Really? I already forgot. The last time was pretty fun. You seem motionless as you look at the room, and you thought for a moment that what you saw was a product of imagination. Around the table were guys wearing masks, a girl with extremely pale skin and a mouth cut into a smile, and an elf with a green hat. Get up. That is also floating. You feel a small pulse of pain in your head, and you try to return to where you were previously with your head down. I think I left something in the room. This has to be a dream, right? This feels so real. Okay, maybe this is one of those where you think you're awake, but you're actually asleep. Yeah, that's be otherwise. This is really crazy. Hey, where do you think you're going? I yelled a man with a white mask, with a man with a yellow hoodie, grabbing your shoulders and guiding you to the table. I don't know how the rats, so you don't know how to act, so you obey and walk. I wouldn't put so much importance if someone took responsibility instead of blaming everyone else. Right, like we were the ones that didn't fulfill the agreement like a certain person. Said the man with a white mask, anger laced in his voice as he hits his palm against the table. His eyes peer for his mask. Well, each person has their own motives for being upset, though some of us have stupid motives, says the yellow hooded man. He puts his hand on the shorter man's shoulder, turned towards the girl as a boy with goggles and muzzle lets outside. His hand touches his neck. His eyes look elsewhere. Well, all this caused by some random human girl, a freak of terrible taste. When he turns to you, he gives you an unsettling gaze. Horrible taste? A forgotten tunnel. Are you sure this is the best place to take photos? What bad taste. Glitches appear, new scenes of your life that seem to have been added without your knowledge. You begin to cough again. You touch your chest as your heart accelerates. You no longer feel the penetrating gaze, but now the feeling that you're about to vomit. Once again, scenes of your life seem to be added without your knowledge. Each cough comes out violently to the point where you feel like your throat is going to come out soon. That's a normal cough. When you're throwing up, I swear. You begin to tremble. The ring is still blaring. You support yourself with the table as you feel you're going to fall again. You vomit blood. Okay, no, I've never blood. And look around frantically. You don't want to fall. You turn around and stagger towards a few steps, desperately searching for answers. But your gaze lands on the people in the room who scare you the most. It doesn't seem like they like you very much. You can't think clearly about anything. They know you're going to collapse no matter what. You keep coughing, reaching out for help from the only person standing in front of you. The girl with the carved smile and the funny boy with the green hat. Right. You can't think. You can't breathe properly. Your eyes dart frankly around the room. Everyone's there, watching you as if you were some kind of strange spectacle. No one seems concerned. You try to take a step back, but your legs no longer respond properly. Then you look up to your right. There seems to be a blond guy there. You can't focus your vision properly, but you move towards him, hoping he'll help you. You manage to reach your hand towards him, but you can't touch anything. You can only look at him. Help. You barely manage to whisper. The world went dark for a moment. The sharp pain drilled into your temple, forcing you to slowly open your eyes. Your vision took a while to focus, struggling against the brightness of the room until you finally managed to recognize your surroundings. You found yourself half lying on something unexpectedly comfortable. As you inhaled the stale smell of accumulated dust and cheap fried food fills your nose, the atmosphere felt heavy, strangely familiar to the room of yours where you didn't even have a door. Oh, there's the sands. Freddy. I think we're definitely in Ben. With Ben. You're laying on the old couch, and right in front of you is a huge screen nestled directly on the top of a carpet covered in filth. You shift a little to sit up, and as you do, you hear a groan instantly pulling you on alert. Slowly you sit up, and you manage to see where the sound is coming from. You spot a blonde guy, like a playing Will holding an old phone. Stupid damn snake. He mutters through a gritted teeth with the expression of a brat throwing a tantrum. Like a kid angry because someone took away his brain rot stuff in a game. Noticing that one of your feet was dangerously close to him, you pull it back awkwardly. Try not to make the slightest sound. You crop into a little ball in the corner of the couch, hugging your knees tightly against your chest. For several minutes, you watch him in silence. The boy seems consumed by rage as he tapped fiercely at the screen of that old phone. He could process what was happening, nor why he preferred entertainment because him entertaining himself with that rock instead of using a huge television in the middle of the room. Because why not? I'm bored already. He bored out suddenly. You couldn't tell whether he said it on purpose or genuinely hasn't noticed you were watching him. Well, I'll go see what I could do. Well, this thing wakes up. Yeah. Bing. Ben. He leaves the phone on the edge of the couch and then mercilessly turns to look at you. Ah! He suddenly shouts, jumping back as if you were the one with the blonde streaming from your eyes. You scared me. How long have you been awake? Long enough. Your thoughts were a mess as he tried to process his appearance. Fear tying around your throat, leaving you frozen. Is he a ghost? Some kind of goblin with powers? Some kind of demon? A succubus? The incubus? And, I'll say a goblin mixed with Link? A ghost of me? The terror of him doing something to you kept your body rigid, but you still managed to force out your response with a trembling voice. About 40 minutes? You should have told me. Here I was, right next to you, playing this stupid thing. Well, wait for you to wake up. I don't think we were up for 40 minutes. He said, relaxing his gaze. After a brief silence, he smiled smugly. Wait. You were staring at me for 40 minutes? Damn, I know I'm handsome, but I'm not that handsome. Well, have you looked yourself in the mirror, Ben? You frown as you process what he's telling you. Relax, I didn't charge people for looking. Though for you, I might make a section and ask for payment. What a kiss. He had, narrowing his eyes and tilting his head in an attempt to look attractive, until he noticed your complete confusion. I'm not the one who spent 40 minutes checking you out and still acting all innocent about it. His response only managed to spark a flicker of irritation inside you, though it seems like he was just teasing you. Welcome, I guess. He concluded, holding his hand out to you. You still don't trust him, so you don't move even a single inch from where you are. Why, and keep acting like that, and I'm going to show everyone your save post on the CERN app. You know exactly which one I'm talking about. I don't think it's any secret. Huh? What are you talking about? You managed to say, feeling sudden chill run down your spine. How do you? Not true. I couldn't possibly do something like that and destroy your reputation. You just got here, and I can't be that cruel. What's my reputation anyway? Show my stuff. I'm not gonna hide it. Especially not when, out of all people in the room, you asked me for help specifically. Ben sat down, setting the silence stretch long enough for the sound of your shaky breathing to become deafening. His eyes, those dark sockets with blood that had already dried along his cheeks, never left you for even a second. Ben, you're gonna help me? He stared at you intently, analyzing every tiny twitch of your muscles, as if you were a specimen under a microscope. Tell him we are. You know, you make a pretty pathetic face when you're scared. He said in an icy voice, stripped of fake playfulness he had a moment ago. I guess that's what kept you alive until now. And by the way, you're welcome. He continued, raising an eyebrow with a mocking expression. You're not even smart not very smart for asking me for help. Oh, I think I'm very smart. He slowly stretched his one hand towards one of the knees you were hugging against your chest, but just as he was about to brush against it, he suddenly stopped. You look at him fearfully. You didn't know what his intentions are, and besides, it's not normal to have a blood on your face. Don't make that face. I'm risking far more than you'd think, though. That little camera you carry everywhere. Through the oh, are you stalking him? He murmured, and for a brief moment his tone lost that distant cruelty. It became somewhat much calmer, quieter. I know your habits, your moments of solitude. Your moments of solitude. The way you sigh when you think no one is watching you. I've been with you long enough, even though I existed. Oh, you've been stalking us. I should feel all warm and fuzzy because Vince been stalking us, so he didn't kill us. Slowly slipping back into that mask of sarcastic indifference, his voice returned to a mocking tone. Now tell me, what are you going to do, so I won't regret bringing you to my room? He, some kind of demon that's inside phones, a nosy ghost? Slenderman is real, so that's ridiculously possible it does exist. Ask him. But why? He froze for a few seconds, completely at loss for how to even voice the question. Why have you been spying on me? How? I don't get it. No reason in particular. You like us, he says, a smirk tugging at his lips as he rolls his eyes. What do I get out telling you why? Well, I really like that you've been. Tell you what, if you manage to beat me in a match of. He rises from a couch, floating right in front of you, while tapping his cheek, making it obvious he's thinking. I don't even know why he has a couch if he doesn't need it to sit down, even just for a while. Accept. I'm actually pretty good at video games. You manage to speak up cautiously. I need to act tough. I think that's what kept me alive so far, you think to yourself. Oh, really lovely, he tells you, turning to look at you with a massive smug grin. Right. I was expecting an answer. Prove it then. Depends on the game. He hooks up a few things, plugging in a complete separate console that looks way more modern than the one already there. Grinning, he turns his attention back to you. Here is the Xbox, he says, tossing a controller right into your hands as he sits down next to you and gets comfortable. If you lose, I'll never let you live it down, and I'm gonna roast you so hard. And just like that, you start playing with him. A fighting game, 1-on-1. Best 3 out of 5. Time just flies by. It's actually fun. You haven't been able to let your guard down and just chill with someone like this in a really long time. If there's no way out of this, I guess it's nice to think that maybe, just maybe, I could have a friend. Because you got completely lost in your own thoughts. You threw away your very last chance and lost. Idiot. I'm not gonna I'm not saying a single word. You just smile. You came here looking for answers, but thanks. I barely even know him. You just scoot a bit closer to him and smile. I had fun. He just stares at you, a faint blush creeping along his face, before quickly looking away, and to try to hide it. Yeah, whatever, loser. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. He floats over to it, but instead of opening it, he just phases his head straight for the door. It pauses for a few seconds before gliding back to you effortlessly, acting like chipping through walls is the most casual. Clipping through walls was the most casual thing in the world. Lion, those months are already waiting for you out there for you. He says, sounding a bit annoyed. Hey, if you ever feel like crap again, and those idiots won't help you out, you can always come to me. Can we just always come to you no matter what? He tells you, reaching his hand out towards your head, but he pulls back right before making contact. It's not like I actually like you or anything. Sound like it's in there, but I get bored easily, and it's been pretty entertaining. Anyway, get lost. Get out. It's like, no, you're definitely too soon there. You drag yourself up and head towards the door with your head down. You're greeted by the man in the yellow hoodie, waiting just outside. Back in your room with no real clue how you're going to kill all the time you've been spending here. You sit down on the same old mattress you first woke up on. You still have the nagging urge to run away, but I guess it's not all bad. At least I got free food and a roof over my head without having to work for it. And an actual door. Or at least not yet. An actual, door. I think I'm happy with the door, at least. Glancing back over the desk, he noticed that single notebook he completely brushed off earlier is still sitting there. Oh. Investigation Creepypasta. When did they leave this here? You pick it up and start flipping through the pages, not really expecting to find anything remotely entertaining inside. But page after page, old memories suddenly begin to flood your mind. Looks a lot like a notebook I used to have back when I was a teenager. Okay, already coloring Slenderman's face. Yep. We're putting a smiley face on Slenderman. I don't think he would let us do that. You look closer, the exact same scribbles. The cringeworthy sense of humor that literally no one else found funny is up to you. No, people find it funny. This is my notebook. A hot flood of blush creeps up your face, burning all the way to the tips of your ears. Please don't tell me someone actually read everything and I wrote in here. And don't tell me it was Ben. It was supposed to be a research journal, but mostly just filled with complete random cringe nonsense. That's not cringe, it looks adorable. I remember saving a bunch of pages in the back to make a research profile on them. Up in specifically. I guess since it's right here, I might as well keep going with this stupid investigation fish what my 13-year-old self wanted to pull off. In real life, you can find your notes by clicking the notebook icon on the main menu. You start examining the notebook with a lot more care now, reading through every single entry and staring at the single digital, at every digital. Minutes tick by and you find yourself giggling at how loud and embarrassing things you uncover, just like you used to do back then. End of chapter 2. Speak your mind. You're been drowned. You just blurt out, hoping for a reaction when he won't ask you to play anything. But there in the room suddenly feels heavy, thick with static electricity that makes the hairs of your arms stand up. The dead silence falls over the room, chilling you to the bone. I should have said that. Ben, just call me Ben. He responds, wiping that playful smirk off his face. His voice drops again, but this time it's gently terrifying. Once again, he left speechless. The tension is palpable, leaving you unsure whether to speak or if it's staying quiet. Quiet is safer during those few seconds that felt like an eternity. Huh, he says, instantly staggering the heavy mood. Predictable. I love that scared look on your face. But I do seriously scare you. Honestly, I think I'm way less creepy than spending a lifetime working alongside those free coworkers of yours. Well, you kind of stalk us. Or those weird episodes you keep having. Well, I don't really understand any of this, or the episodes. I'm so lost. That's another long sigh. Alright, fine. I just want to play around for a bit. But you just have to be a total buzzkill. He tells you, his tone softening a bit. Why? He pauses for a moment, looking at you one more time, sighs and rolls his eyes before looking away again. Because I was bored, and I just what I do when there's nothing else going on. But I kept it because you're predictable and it's fun, Ryan. I like watching you struggle in a pathetic little private life. Seeing absolutely nothing go right for you is honestly pure entertainment. But whenever you felt lonely, you actually weren't. I was right there stalking you. Okay, you confirmed that you were stalking me, and you didn't have a single clue. He analyzed every single one of your fears right through that screen. I know exactly what makes you cry and what makes you scream. Man, are you Yandere? He slides closer, barely hovering above the floor, until his face is just minutes away from yours. Inches away from yours. Because nobody else is gonna know how to break you as squizzy as I do. Yeah, you're Bill Yandere. After a brief moment, he backs away. So you're the one playing those messed up visions in my head? For the first time in a while, you uncurl you from your knees and sit up straight. It's like, and that's when he realized he screwed up. For first time in a brief window, which was honestly felt like days, someone's actually answering your questions. Yeah, pretty much. That's just it's just funny because how scared you get. It's not real, so you can chill. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. He floats over to it. Oh, we can skip now. Okay, we're gonna stay quiet this time. The silence becomes suffocating. Ben paces back and forth in front of the screen, deliberately ignoring you. He seems to enjoy your suffering. Suddenly, he stops and fixes you with a piercing stare that feels like it could cut straight through your skull. How obedient. His tone is sarcastic, dripping with contentment. I like that you earned your place so quickly, but don't get used to it. I get bored easily, and when I get bored, I tend to tear people apart. He grabs your chin, forcing you to look at him for a moment. Meanwhile, now that you're awake, do whatever you want, except try to escape, obviously. He's definitely a little bit beyond her. He says, well, spinning around on himself, preparing a few things before sitting down on the carpet without fully touching it. The entire time you remained frozen in fear. You were terrified that even the sound of your own breathing scared you. Until your savior from that terrifying silence finally arrived. Those buttholes finally came back for the one they were missing. Go already, he said, vis whip-ticked as he stood up and opened the door. Then you spot a man in a yellow hoodie. He walked towards him, not really knowing where he would take you. Back in your room, with absolutely no idea how you were going to survive, this time you sink onto the old mattress you first woke up on. None of this makes any sense, and the confusion is eating you alive. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go home. You choke out through your sobs, drag yourself over to the same table from this morning. Your eyes locked onto the notebook. What's this? You mutter, flipping through the pages after pages, fully expecting it to be completely useless, but then, this is my old notebook from when I was a teen. I lost this ages ago. I think it was right after. Then it hits you. You used to be such a massive horror geek, reading creepypastas online and binge watching those old text-to-speech videos late at night. They lived in your head, rent-free, 24/7. You were obsessed that you actually started looking up ritual summonings. Clever bought the fogged up bathroom mirror, the pitch black rooms. Suddenly the dots in your brain suddenly connect. Is this actually real? Like, they were actually exist? No way. This notebook went missing after I tried to summon Slenderman. I think Slenderman stole it. He dropped back down on the mattress where he first woke up. I seriously thought that summoning ritual would flop. You try to force yourself to remember more about that night, but it's a total blank. Your memory cuts off right at the exact moment you were performing the ritual. I'm positive dead certain that the summoning didn't work, just like all others, but I can't remember it failing at all. With Ben, I tried Cleverbot. It glitched out a bit after nothing creepy actually happened. Oh, I think something creepy actually happened. I remember getting so ticked off about it. I tried summoning Jeff too, but that was a total bust. I remember throwing all of those candles in the trash while throwing a massive temper tantrum. You managed to smile and let out a faint, hollow laugh, remembering how incredibly cringe you were back then. It makes you shake your head. You didn't care about secondhand embarrassment at all. You're just living your best life. You kept down memory lane, tracing back all those ridiculous internet rituals. If you remember the exact steps for each one, and then crushing a wave of disappointment when nothing actually happened. It was always the same routine. With some you even gaslit yourself over the tiniest random noise just to feel like it worked, though deep down you knew it was bullcrap. The Slenderman ritual, that's the only one wrapped in a complete amnesia. In fact, you can't even recall the actual steps nearly as well as theirs. That then right on cue, like a viral entity invading your bloodstream, you break down your last defense. A deep booming voice echoes inside your head, dripping with absolute authority, yet dangerously calm. Yes, you were lucky that day. The something did not fail. The voice sounded so incredibly attractive, smutty, no sexy. It's like, yeah, he's definitely sexy. I could definitely hear a sexy Slenderman voice. You sealed your own doom. I didn't do my own doom. I get to meet Slenderman. A sharp glitch tears through your mind. A massive, blinding migraine that forces you to collapse straight back onto the bed, gripping your skull in agony. Tell me, are you pleased with the outcome? You desperately wanted to work, and you succeeded. Perhaps I should reward you for your persistent efforts. Pain scales up to a complete unbearable level. You scream and cry out in agony, but no way is coming to save you. Unless someone's gonna kill us, and this is bad, and hours drag on by a blur of non-stop torture. It really feels like your consciousness being dissected layer by layer. Even though I haven't seen you in flesh until now. Do not fret. I'll explain everything to you in due time. The scourging ache persists until your body simply goes numb to it, and you finally black out into sleep. You can find your notes by clicking the notebook icon on the main menu. End of chapter 2. So I'm going to end it here for today. I'm going to actually go back and go through every route for the game. I absolutely loved seeing Ben drown. Basically a little bit of Yandere to Tsundere. So if you like my content, please consider subscribing if you're right. Comment down below and liking the video. See you guys next time.